Hello, this is Alex Haigh with another episode of Haigh today. And today we're going to be talking about Stuart, Florida, and some reasons why you may not want to move to Stuart, Florida. Okay, so now we're going to go over the top 5 reasons of why you may not want to move to Stuart, Florida. All right, we're going to start off with number 1. Number 1 reason of why you may not want to move to Stuart, Florida, the cost of living. Now, Stuart is a little bit more of an affluent area. It has a higher median income as to St. Lucie County, not compared to Palm Beach County, but the cost of living is a little bit higher here, meaning the homes cost a little bit more because the schools are a little better, the hospitals are a little bit better. So if you're thinking, hey, I gotta keep this on a budget, maybe you want to move to Port St. Lucie, which is just up the road. The cost of living is a little bit lower, and then you can enjoy all the little things here in Stuart. Just drive down over the border. There's a significant difference between St. Lucie County and Martin County or Stuart. So that's a reason number 1 why you may not want to move to Stuart, Florida, is the cost of living is going to be a little bit higher than St. Lucie County or living in Okeechobee. So reason number 2 why you may not want to move to Stuart, Florida, and I would offer to you, you may not want to move any place lower than North Carolina. If you're super paranoid about hurricanes, you might not want to move to Stuart, Florida. I've lived here for 20 years. I have had 3, not personally, I have had, but there's been 3 hurricanes which have gone over Stuart, Florida, the eye of a hurricane, and I've actually been in the center of an eye of a hurricane. If you're going to move to the tropics, remember, it kind of gets subtropical right below the frost line where Cocoa Beach is, and Stuart, we're about an hour south of that. You're going to get more hurricanes that happen in that tropical environment. When you move north of that, all the way up into the Carolinas, they've got whacked by some pretty big hurricanes in Alabama and so forth. So, but those aren't in the tropics. You're going to have a higher potential chance because the water is warmer for hurricanes to come through. Now, that being said, if you live out in California, you got wildfires. You got live out in the Midwest, you got tornadoes, you got blizzards up in the Northeast, you got all kinds of different natural disasters that happen all around the world. Stuart, we do have hurricanes. That's about all I can think of as far as natural things or disaster type stuff that you might want to be concerned about. Now, remember, all the homes here that are built after 2004, they have hurricane glass. Also, there are codes out where you have to have shutters on homes that are built after 2004 or have hurricane impact glass. So the homes are built to withstand these storms. And actually, I live in a 100-year-old home, so it's still here and it's been through all these hurricanes. So it's more of really a media thing, in my opinion. But if you do have a high concern for hurricanes, Stuart might not be your place. All right, so the number 3 reason you might not want to move to Stuart, Florida is the traffic. Now, it's not New York traffic. It's not like LA traffic where you have 6 lanes of traffic and it's bumper to bumper for hours. What it is that we're a small town. Stuart's a small town that has grown, and there's not always room to kind of push out the roads, so they can get a little bit congested, usually during season. I feel it right around the beginning of December, and then it goes all the way through till usually Easter. We have twice the amount of people here during those months, so the roads can get a little bit congested. Also, when you get into downtown Stuart, here's what Confusion Corner looks like. This is one of the few roundabouts in the world that actually has a stop in the roundabout. That's why they call it Confusion Corner. People don't understand that, oh, I'm yielding in a roundabout. Yeah, that's why it's called Confusion Corner. So it can get a little bit congested in downtown Stuart. We had some railroad track work that was done. That's all done. That was bogging some things down. But, just want you to be aware that there can be a little bit of a traffic issue. If you want things to really super open up, I would say even skipping north from St. Lucie County up into Indian River County, where Vero, Melbourne, and those kind of things, it's very wide open up there. You will not see much traffic at all. If traffic is at all a light concern of yours, maybe visit Stuart during this time of year and be like, hey man, I live in New York. This is not traffic. Maybe you want to come down here and check it out, but I just want you to be aware that during season, it can get a little bit congested. Now, the number 4 reason why you may not want to move to Stuart, Florida are the job opportunities. Now, we're a small town. The city of Stuart has 16,000 people. Martin County is much larger than that. So there are opportunities here. Mostly what this county is about great schools, great hospitals. So if you're in the medical industry, it might be a great town to come to. But if you're looking for tech, if you're looking for, a lot of the other things, finance kind of stuff, that's really not what Stuart's about. Stuart is about raising your family. Stuart is about retirement. Stuart is about good restaurants and those kind of things. So if you're in the service industry, we have some great restaurants. We have some great hotels. The Indian River Plantation is out there. I just want you to be aware that this is really not the place where you're going to come and there's going to be jobs all across across the board. It's a little bit of a smaller community, and it really is built around raising families and people to retire. But I just wanted you to be aware, if you're coming here and looking for this hub where there's all this job opportunity, Stuart might not be the place for you. All right, so number 5, and I was questioning whether or not I was actually going to put this on the list, but I think it has merit, because I'm going to say, if you're looking for a lot of culture, and what I mean, if we're comparing culture, usually that's going to be to an LA, a Chicago, an Austin, a New York. Stuart's a little bit smaller and sleepier. Now, we do have live music on Saturday and Sundays in downtown Stuart. We have the Lyric Theater, which has been there for almost 90 years. We have live shows that happen there. There's arts and crafts shows that come through, but you aren't going to have kind of that cultural stuff like the Kravis Center that is going to bring in, you know, the Philharmonic Orchestra or something like that. But remember, you can always drive down to West Palm if you want to go to the Kravis Center. You can always drive down to Miami and go to the Art Deco district or so forth. So I just want you to be aware that there isn't this kind of cultural mecca that is here. Again, you've got great parks, you've got great hospitals, you've got great recreation everywhere, from fishing to paddleboarding to golf and all that kind of stuff. It just doesn't kind of have that cultural thing where you're going to walk downtown and there's going to be 8 art studios there. There are spots where you can buy pottery and crafts and those kind of things. That's one of the things that I found when I lived up in New England. Anytime we wanted to do something, we went into Boston. And I'm sure people in New York, Chicago, what have you have, or Austin, whatever you are, you're going to go to that kind of city to get the museums and the art exhibits and all that. You would go into the city for that. Just want you to be aware, Stuart's really more of a small, sleepy town, and, you know, it's not going to have that mecca. But remember, the Lyric Theater's there, and there's other little pieces that I think can keep you entertained. And then if you are really a super culture and aficionado and you want to live in that small town, that's what Stuart's about. And then you can drive down to West Palm and have that experience there. So I hope this was helpful. The top 5 reasons why you may not want to move to Stuart, Florida. I still love it here. What I've found is that anything that I think is missing, I usually can find it within a 30 to 45 minute drive. So that's it for another episode of Hey today. If you like this content, please subscribe or please leave us a comment. We love to hear from the audience out there. And if you're thinking about moving to the area, please give us a call. We'd love to help you with Stuart, Port St. Lucie, Jupiter, Vero. We cover this whole South Florida area, even all the way down into West Palm. So if you're thinking about moving to the South Florida area, please reach out to us. The number's above. Text us, smoke signals, or so forth. That's it for another episode of Hey today. Thank you so much. Have a great day.